You aren't getting much photography work, or you're not making many photos yourself, or you just generally want to improve as a photographer. Well, in this video, I'm going to share 3 skills I think a lot of photographers are missing that would definitely help them with their photography journey. As I go through these 3 skills, I'm also going to create a checklist, a get started today checklist, which I'll pin as a top comment. It will also be in the description. That will take no more than 15 minutes for you to complete. So once you've finished watching this video, there's something for you to do immediately and get started today and hopefully improve your skills and develop as a photographer. Skill set number 1 is video editing, which surprises me because photographers are creative, obviously, and a lot of them can't make videos. Now, I want to preface this point. I am not devaluing the importance of photography or the art of photography by suggesting that you need to go and learn something else completely. But I do get the impression sometimes that photographers want to be purists, they want to just stick to their lane, and I'm suggesting maybe that's not that beneficial for your career or developing, especially if you are a beginner, maybe you've left college, you're leaving school, you're thinking about what to do next. Video editing will definitely help you get work and improve your skills as a creative. I read something a while ago that 80% of all online traffic was video, so it's probably more than that now. Obviously, this isn't about making Star Wars or Interstellar or Avatar. I'm suggesting that we understand the basics of putting a timeline together, exporting an Instagram reel. Making videos can be another way of displaying your work as a photographer. A quick personal story and example of this. One of my first jobs was at a rock climbing center. Now, the rock climbing center was right next door to the skate park. I used to take my camera to the skate park, I used to take photos at the skate park all the time. The owners of the rock climbing business put a word out saying, anyone know any photographers? We'd love some photos of our new rock climbing wall. From what I remember, they asked 3 or 4 different people. At skate parks, there's typically a few guys there that can take photos, and any of those people could have accepted that job and taken some photos for the rock climbing center. But they also suggested we would like a video for our website, a video for Instagram to show off the new rock climbing wall. None of the other photographers that I knew were able to put a short little video together. And because I had very basic experience putting videos together with skateboard stuff and BMX stuff, I was able to accept that job as officially one of my first pieces of self-employed work because the other photographers didn't know how to also make a video. They could have taken the photos that I took, maybe they could have taken even better photos than the photos that I took, but I was also able to put a video together, and that one thing stood out above everyone else. So if you're a photographer that can only take photos and you're speaking to a client or a business that might just want a simple behind the scenes video or an Instagram reel, if you're able to do that, you're gonna stand out. If you're a beginner watching this, you might be thinking, I don't need to worry about video editing. I'm not working with clients, I'm not working with businesses. But what about your personal brand? How good does your profile look? If you've got video content on there, that's gonna look a little bit better than just JPEGs, just still images. If your website's got a video on it, if you've got YouTube content out there, if you've just got a basic understanding of making videos, you're gonna look a lot better than the people that don't. So that's my suggestion with this. Learn how to edit videos, learn how to edit very simple videos, and you will stand out. And this is where I wanna thank the sponsors of this video, Sonata, because if you are making videos and you're editing, you're gonna need some music for it, and Sonata is one of the best places to go for it. When we're putting content out online, we do need to be careful of copyright issues, so that's where Sonata can fix this. They have thousands of copyright-free tracks for you to use on your content. The website is super easy to use, and it's very easy for you to sign up and start your free trial. I said this before as well, but the music on Sonata is literally like having Spotify on in the background. The quality of the tracks is excellent. They have a pricing plan set for whatever you need, so if you're just getting started making content on your personal channels, then the personal plan is perfect for you, and I can't recommend them enough. And this right here is step 1 of my Get Started Today pack. I want you to go down below, create an account, and start your free trial with Sonata. At least this will hold you accountable because you've created an account, you have access to all this music, you have no excuse to start downloading some tracks and making some videos. Skill set number 2 is your social circle and social skills. Wow, Mike's a life coach. Mike's gonna teach us how to be a good person. I'm not trying to sound like that. I want to explain this very simply by referencing a quote from Jim Rohn. If you don't know who Jim Rohn is, just go onto YouTube, type in Jim Rohn. You won't be disappointed. He said, you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Are you hanging around with other photographers that are doing what you want to do? Are you hanging around with people that have got nothing to do with what you want to do? How are you supposed to learn from your environment? Or how are you supposed to adapt to the people around you and improve as a photographer if you're not around any photographers? An obvious example of this would be if you're an amateur golf player and then you play golf with 4 professionals. That's probably going to be the best game of golf you ever play because the standard is up here. You're learning from people that know what they're doing. That's exactly what I'm suggesting with your photography. My personal example here and experience with this is I lived in Lincolnshire, which is 3 hours up north, and I moved down south, much closer to London. The people I've met, the connections I've made down here would never have happened up north. Now, I'm not bad-mouthing the north. I love the north. I've got great friends and family up there. But as far as developing my career as a photographer, I wouldn't have done the work I've done and made the connections I've made anywhere else. I needed to be down here surrounded by, creative people in a city like London. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to do this. You need to move to New York and go to California and be in Hollywood, for example, but we have the internet, so let's just leverage it. You can make a ton of great friends and connections online in a safe way, obviously. So this is step 2 of my Get Started Today checklist. I want you to DM 5 photographers whose work you admire and you think you can learn from. Because clout and followers and that is a thing online, I want you to DM 2 people with a lower following than you, DM 1 person with the same amount of followers, and DM 2 people with more followers than you. That way, numbers and likes and comments and clout online won't be a problem, and you will connect with a whole range of people. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna talk to these 5 people, you're gonna connect, you're gonna try and organize a shoot, you're gonna try and organize to make something. Maybe it's just a collaborative effort over the internet online. You send each other photos, you're gonna edit each other's stuff, whatever it may be. Just organize and create something with another creator. If you are meeting anyone, I feel I have to say this, if you're under 18, please do check with a responsible adult. Don't just meet anyone and everyone. For me personally, I'm meeting up with some photographers at the weekend. I like to continually do this. I like to be around other people that are creating content. Even if we're just having coffee, we're not even taking photos, just by being around other creatives and chatting about life, it can be beneficial. This is step 2 on my checklist today on Get Started Today. DM 5 photographers, connect, make something, organize a shoot, just do something. I want you to connect with 5 people that you've not already connected with. A quick tip for this would be to actually just check for local events, especially in London. I'm always going to little meetups and stuff. Mingle with other creatives. Skill set number 3 is being niche. If I were to ask you this question, can you give me an answer immediately? What photography do you specialize in? If you can't answer that question immediately, then how do you expect a business or a client or a possible customer to know that as well? I feel like a broken record about this one because I mentioned it in a previous video, the importance of being niche, but I find it being more and more true as time goes on, so I have to include it in today's conversation. Having a niche and being specific about your work isn't about restricting yourself. If you're an automotive photographer, you like taking photos of cars, that doesn't mean I'm suggesting you never take a single photo to do with anything else ever again. It's not that black and white. But having a niche and having a skill set that you excel in makes you more discoverable and makes you more approachable. Let's use automotive photography as my example here. So you tag along with your friend, he's got a track day, and you shoot some photos of his car. The owner of that track sees those photos. They want some photos of some different cars. Who do you think they're going to ask? There's a local detailing business, a local car garage. They want some photos for their website, for their Instagram, for their social. They ask around. Who do you think people are going to talk about? One thing leads to another, and if you're great at something, if you excel at something, if you stand out in a certain area, people are going to think of you, you're more front of mind, and they know that you're going to deliver on a result. My personal example would be street photography. Now, I love taking street photos, but from a professional point of view, it's not actually that viable as a source of income. So I started making content online about it. With the skill set of video editing, which I talked about earlier, I started making YouTube videos and I started putting myself out there as a street photographer. I make POVs about street photography, I do camera gear videos about street photography. I even now have a full online course about street photography, which, link in the description, I have to plug myself here. You can sign up to that guide. It's a full online course sharing everything I know about street photography in a full 30 video guide. So yeah, if you're interested in knowing more about street photography, link in the description. That's basically how I'm able to monetize my niche, my street photography content. I've had to do that the long way and hard way by putting content out online and then, being known as a street photographer and then building an audience. I'm not suggesting you do that because or if you want to, you can, but that takes a long time. I've been making videos for years. If you search street photography on YouTube, my face is going to pop up, and that's intentional. I've made myself discoverable and more approachable. While all this street photography content is going on, of course I'm shooting lots of other stuff, lots of cars, portraits, product shots. My street photography part of my photography is probably about 30% of my work, but publicly on the front of it, it looks like that's my entire thing. I am Mike Chudley, a street photographer, when really, I can make videos, I can shoot product shots, I can do podcasts, I can do lots of other online creative stuff. My content online basically acts as a gateway. It acts as a way of people discovering me, and then they can ask me about more work. If they want to do other stuff with me, they DM me. I get lots of requests about lots of different things that isn't just street photography, but I definitely know that the street photography is the reason they found me in the first place. A quick little bonus obvious tip here would be make sure that this niche or this specific thing that you're doing is fun and you enjoy it, because you're probably going to be doing a lot of it. And this is step 3 of my get started today. I want you to leave a comment below this video stating exactly what your niche is or what your skill set is or what it is you specialize in, and then connect with other photographers in the comments. So if you're a car photographer, leave a comment down below stating, I am an automotive photographer, I do this, this, and this. Would anyone like to connect? And if you see anyone else, drop a similar comment, drop them a message, get in touch. I want to see people in the comments actually interacting with each other and making a connection more than just a great video, Mike. Although I want you to do that as well, but I want to see people dropping a comment right now after the end of this video stating, I am this type of photographer, I enjoy this, this, and this, and then, you know, interact, comment, reply to each other. That would be amazing. So now it's on you. I want you to do the 3 following things. Step 1, sign up to Sonata, at least start your free trial. Step 2, DM 5 photographers of whose work you admire and you want to learn from, make a connection and organize something. And step number 3 is picking a niche. And if you already have one, you already have something you excel in, drop it in a comment down below and interact with other photographers similar to step number 2 and make a connection. I want to see those comments in the description. I am a this photographer, let's do this, and then reply to each other in the comments. Please make those 3 things happen. Sign up to Sonata, DM 5 photographers, organize something, and number 3, pick a niche. I can guarantee if you do these 3 things and you do these 3 things well, your photography work and journey and skill set will tenfold. I think it's an unmeasurable amount of, basically those 3 things I've talked about have been the 3 things that I've discovered in my career so far, have helped me tremendously. The fact that I can make content and edit videos, huge win. The fact that I'm always surrounded by other creators and photographers, another huge win. And the fact that I've got a niche online and that's street photography, that's helped me massively. And that's probably the reason you're watching this video, because you found me via street photography. So that's enough rambling. Please do those 3 things, get started today. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon. Peace. Oh, and I just remembered, we're on the road to 100K. We're nearly at 100,000 subscribers. Please make that happen. Well, I will make it happen, but you have to click subscribe to do that. So please, road to 100K. Cool. See you in a bit.